by telling me a little bit about your character, what he does.
Okay. I play Nurse Kenji Gomez Rajon, and I am Octavia Spencer's character, Nurse Jackson. I am her second in command here at Ocean Park Hospital. I keep saying Oceanside because it's a great city, but Ocean Park Hospital, and I am a bit of a tough love, but not as tough as Nurse Jackson. I have a softer side, if you will. But you know, he doesn't take much guff from people, and but he also enjoys his job and he finds the fun in it, and loves his coworkers and has a real lovely relationship with Nurse Brittany as well, who he hazes a bit, but out of love. But these kids, you know, are important to me. You know, I'm in pediatrics for a reason. I relate to them on a number of levels, and so I have more of a sibling relationship with them. And you know, I think Kenji is here to provide some levity at times. He has a nice bedside manner, but he's not one to be messed with either.
And what's the most difficult part about playing this role since you do deal with a lot of sick children?
I think the hardest part is finding a good balance between the comedy and some of the drama that happens, right? So if my character is here to provide levity, that's important, but also, you know, there are serious things happening, and to find a good balance of that. You know, I think the minute the show or any of us take ourselves too seriously, that's where the show fails. I think when we are playing the circumstances for what they are in a real way, I think that we're in a good place. And so finding the truth in that and the humor in it, even if it's a little dark humor, is important. And that's hard. That's not an easy thing to do.
Now, did you speak to any pediatric nurses before you took on the role to prepare?
Yeah, actually, I have a pediatric nurse in my family, and so she's given me a lot of advice. And then I visited Los Angeles's Children's Hospital. I spent a day there and met some patients and some staff there. But yeah, so far I'm doing okay. You know, your family is hard to impress, believe it or not. So I get a little more guff from them.
And tell me a little bit about working with Miss Spencer.
You know, one of the easiest work environments I've ever been in. You know, it was it was automatic. The moment I stepped on the set during the pilot, we knew exactly who these two people were, and we knew who they were to each other. We found the humor right away. So I just think she's spectacular, and I've learned so much from her just in the last few months alone. So I can't say enough about her.
And without giving too much away, what else can we expect from your character this season?
Well, I think, you know, speaking of Nurse Jackson, we're going to see a glimpse into her life, and a life that Nurse Kenji actually knows a lot about. And you know, Brittany, for instance, doesn't know a lot about her, but she's going to meet her, and we're going to see a side of her that you may not have been expecting. So I think it's a great episode, and of course Octavia gives an amazing performance as usual, as is expected.
And what would your fans be surprised to learn about you?
About me personally?
Like maybe a favorite movie or hobby they'd be surprised you have?
Well, you know, I think they'd be surprised to know. I mean, I've been around forever. I'm surprised if they'd be surprised about anything. But I play 3 instruments. I play the sax, the clarinet, and the flute. Actually, that was my introduction to the arts, was as a musician first, and then I was a dancer and a singer, and so I'm an artist. So shocker. What else? That I read, you know, I read 3 newspapers in the morning. I'm a bit of a news hound. Yeah, that's about it.
And who are some people you want to see guest star on the show?
Well, Would it be weird to say that I'd love to see AJ Langer show up in some way,
That would be awesome.
or Devin Odessa or Devin Gomersall? We've had a couple of directors from My So-Called Life show up. Mark Kusnarski and Todd Holland is about to direct an episode. So it would be pretty awesome to have some of my old crew on here. That would be a nice way to complete the circle.
Nice. And any last words for your fans?
Just that I'm personally really grateful that they've tuned in and stayed tuned in. And really grateful to everyone who's reached out on Twitter and on Facebook to congratulate me and the show. It's meant a lot. We're that little show that could. So we're so grateful to all of you.
Wonderful. Thank you.